Welcome back to 101 Great Goals, your home of Euro 2020 content. Now today, we're testing out Joleon Lescott to see how well he knows his own career. Right, we wanted to do a quiz on your career, Joleon. So I've got about 10 questions here, all the way through. You should know them because you lived it, but you never know. The first one is, who did you replace at half-time to make your England
Rio
debut?
Ferdinand.
Now, you've just said the best ever. What was that like to sort of be waiting on the wings to come off for him?
It was weird because I think I came on as left back as well. But it was crazy because at the time he had back issues, and honestly, I've never asked him this. To be fair, I honestly believe we were winning 3-0 against Estonia or 2-0, whatever it was, and he just said his back was sore, so I could come on.
Really?
I honestly believe that. I think if it's a final, whatever, he plays on. But he just, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was at Everton at the time, so he would have done that. He wouldn't have done that if I was at City. But yeah, I've never asked him. I'm going to ask him.
Love that. So just growing up as well, especially when you're like in the early stages of your career as well, was there people like Rio that you turned to for advice, or is it still like quite competitive?
No, yeah, I was lucky enough to get on with everyone I'd played with. So I spoke to Paul Ince like all through my career, kind of asking him for his opinion on certain things, and I've been lucky enough to do that with players that are idols of the game. So yeah, Rio, when I was going through the decision of leaving Everton, and then also Patrick Vieira, I can saw someone I can lean on as well. So there's a lot of players that I've been lucky enough to call friends.
That decision to leave Everton and go to Manchester City, is that something that, like, when you speak to them, they're like, well, you know, when you get the facts straight and the projection that City are on as well, do they just go, it's a not simple decision, but an easier one?
No, it was kind of an easy one for me, but you just want to confirm with people that had gone through something similar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people that I'd spoke to, Paul Ince at the time was like, yeah, like it makes sense to do that change because the direction Man City are going in and the longevity of your career, they kind of match up rather than being at Everton and hoping something happens, hoping you break into the top 4, the top 6, where City are going to do that and challenge for honours, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Right, question number 2, you've actually already answered. So it's which nation did you come on against?
Estonia.
2 for 2. Which team did you score your first ever professional goal against?
Wimbledon.
Now, is this Wimbledon just at the back end of sort of the
Sellers Park, Wimbledon? Yeah, this was like
Efanakoku sort of era.
Yeah, John Hartson, Jason Young, Efanakoku. I don't think Efanakoku was there.
That was my first sticker book. That was 97, 98.
Maybe. Yeah, nah. I'm not that old.
You can say you weren't in it, but that's it.
Yeah. So that was
And how was that? Can you remember it? What was it?
It was a header. It was a header. So I was marking John Hartson, and he'd scored, and I was marking him for corners, and then he was marking me, and then I scored. You know what I mean? So yeah, mad celebration, ran off and like give it the shirt one, the name on the back of the shirt. So,
what was that like in them times as well? Because those strikers,
baggy shirts, there were.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying if it gets wet, that's an extra £5-10 on you.
Yeah, easy.
And then those strikers as well, they must have been like, I mean, forget VAR, they must have been elbows, kicks, bites.
Yeah. There was all sorts going off. It was Neil Shipley as well. He was around them times. He was there as well. So yeah, it was like it was a man's game kind of more so because you could just get away with a lot more. But luckily, that was my main attribute was strength. So I was like a man's strength at like 16, 17. So I was fortunate enough I could compete.
You say, did you enjoy the battle as well?
Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. That was the best part. The best part of it.
Love that. Which of your club side did you score the most goals for?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, not league. I'd say Everton. I think I scored. Yeah, I scored 17 for Everton, I think, and 13 for Wolves.
Got Everton down here. That is correct. So you are 4 for 4. How many England caps did you earn in total?
26.
Bang on the money. In which season were you named Everton's Player of the Year?
Ooh. I think it was my second season. I think the first season I was player's player, and Mikel Arteta won fans player, and then the second season, so that would have been 07, 08.
Absolutely bang on. How was that time at Everton as well? Because that was, if I was going on FIFA at that time, I'd always be Everton because it was just
it was good. Yeah, as I said, we had a great team and squad. Like, it was small then. We probably had like 16 players, 17 players that we knew we were going to play, and it was going to be between us rather than the 25-man squads now. I remember, I think that season we went half a year with no striker. We had Fellaini and Tim Cahill up front. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was good, but a good time, great time there. You know what I mean? It helped me develop into the player I became later on.
And then we've got, what was the reported transfer fee when you joined for Manchester City?
I'm going to go for the lower one. I think it's between 22 and 24. I'll go 22.
I've got down here 22.
Yeah.
That sound about right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get that. So,
well, you know, when you see things like that, because obviously you just, growing up, play football speaks for itself. But when you see you go for like £22 million, like
at the time, yeah, of course, yeah, obviously.
Not just saying for you, but like I just mean in general, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. It is crazy. Like, I think at the time, someone made me aware that was the third most expensive defensive transfer at the time. I was like, "Ooh, that's don't really want that tag." You know what I mean? It's just weird to hear them things.
Why didn't you want that tag?
I just don't want it. I don't like, because again, it just brings attention that I'd never really was interested in. Like, I still haven't announced my retirement, so because I don't want what comes with that. You know what I mean? Like, when people like review your career and stuff, I was like, I'm happy. I'm happy.
The next one I've got here is you won 2-0 in the League Cup game on your Manchester City debut. Who was it against?
Crystal Palace.
Yes, of that. Manchester City ended their 35-year wait for a trophy by winning the FA Cup final. With you in the side, who did you beat in the final? Yes. And how many clean sheets did you get in your first 10 games for West Brom?
Ooh, that's a spicy one.
I mean, that's the final question as well.
I'm not going to get that. It was, my first game was Spurs, then it was Burnley. It must be a lot. Let's say 5.
You are being quite modest. It's actually 6.
Yeah, I'd like to say, he wouldn't ask me that if it wasn't a decent number.
Well, how was that? When you first arrived at West Brom, how was that? When the sort of rumours were being...
No, because I was leaving City, so my decision was to play with a British manager. I only wanted to. We'd had Mancini, then Pellegrini, and off the back of England, it was Capello. So I just wanted someone that understood me as a professional, would trust that I knew what I needed to do was right for me, and just had a British mentality. So I'd spoke to Steve Bruce, who was at Hull. I'd spoke to Mark Hughes, obviously signed me City and was at Stoke. And I spoke to West Brom. And it was only West Brom because Alan Irvine was the manager, who was the assistant manager at Everton. And Keith Downham was his assistant, who was my youth team manager at Wolves. And Rob Kelly was there, who was one of the people that recruited me at Wolves. So because I just knew them, it wasn't a case of the team. It was that they could have been anywhere. You know what I mean? It was like I just needed to feel that connection rather than worry about what team I was going to. And that was the decision I made.
Love that. I think, I'll give you that one because it was in one. So let's just say that was a full house.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. Another major honour there. Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure you get over to 101 Great Goals' website. There's plenty more coverage for the Euros coming up there. Get yourself over there, get yourself filled in, and make sure you check out some more coverage of the Euros. My name's been Will Brazier. This has been 101 Great Goals. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Hey.